Hey everybody, I'm Z-Rex. Every week, the Super Smash Bros. Director reveals a couple new images from the upcoming Smash Bros. Games, so I'm going to go over what he showed this week. The first image of the week features Robin and Pit. Sakurai says Robin's Nosferatu is the first ability in Smash Bros. Series that recovers your damage as it gives damage to others. The attack becomes even stronger if you strike from behind. Robin doesn't actually use this ability in the original game, but we added the element to make the character unique. Who knows, the ideas we use in this game may contribute to the original series. This move, I have got to say, is probably one of the most interesting moves I've seen. As he said, it's the first of its kind. There's no other move that can help you regain your health while hurting someone else, so I think that's pretty cool. I also like that they keep making Robin such an interesting character. I mean, he's going to be very unique with all these different types of moves and different type of playstyle, and I'm really interested to see how well he turns out. The biggest part of this move will be how powerful it really is. Maybe it'll only add a couple of percentage points and decrease some from his, or maybe it'll be huge and you have to escape it. And it could depend on also how high the other person's percentage is, just like grabs. How grabs last longer if your opponent is at 100% versus 0%, or something along that line. Tuesday's image features a great shot of the Great Fox from the Star Fox series. Sakurai says, "Here's the Great Fox from Star Fox Assault. I wonder what missions it will conduct. It'll probably have fighters running around on top of it without the pilot's consent." This shot made me really excited because basically the Corneria stage is back. That was one of my favorite stages in Melee and in Brawl as well, so I'm super excited to have the Great Fox be another stage. The one thing I am curious about, though, is will it be considered an older stage, because since it's basically the same as Corneria, or will this be a completely brand new stage and have different features? I'm not sure, but it looks absolutely amazing, and I like that it's actually out in space instead, just kind of like how it was in the original Smash Bros. 64. The other thing I'm really interested to see is how big will this stage actually be. We've already seen a lot of really massive stages so far, and it could be interesting if they increase the size of the stage. In Smash Bros. 64, the Great Fox seemed a lot bigger than it did in Melee and Brawl, so it could be interesting if they increase the size of it. The next image features Dr. Wily's castle, but on the 3DS. Sakurai says in general, there are completely different stages in the 3DS and Wii U version, but we made Wily Castle and the special boxing ring available for both versions. We didn't forget the Yellow Devil either. There may be some small differences in the stages, such as the 3DS stage appearing to be during daylight hours. This post I'm not all too excited about because they're just reusing Mega Man's stage. And I mean, Pac-Man got two separate stages, for one for the 3DS and one for Wii U, so I'm a little bit disappointed to know that that Mega Man's only getting one stage. Most likely one stage for between the two things. I also so far haven't been too big a fan of the Yellow Devil on this stage. It isn't because I don't like the boss ideas, because I think that that's a pretty cool feature, but I do think that he takes up way too much of the stage. And it's sad that this stage isn't any bigger or has some sort of different variation to it as well. Next up, we get to see the full Tomodachi Life stage. This is the Tomodachi Life stage that's exclusive to the 3DS version. The front walls of the apartments disappear so you can see the area within when a fighter overlaps with the room. The rooms are randomly placed and selected from among several types. Planting an X-bomb behind a wall might be an effective tactic. You might run into a Mii in the living room. The Mii characters are taken from the data in your 3DS system so you can find your friends living in the apartments. I definitely gotta say I really like this stage for the 3DS. I have yet to play Tomodachi Life, but it always seems fun and goofy, and these stages look really cool. Overall, the stage reminds me a lot of the Luigi's Mansion stage that was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I don't think that this house is going to collapse as well, but it seems very familiar, just like when you leave the whole house, you could see the front of the house where it looks kind of like Monster House from that weird haunted movie. This one will be even more interesting because the rooms themselves will be covered up as soon as you leave, which, as he said, X-bombs will be very dangerous on this stage if you use it to your advantage. But I wonder if you can use this well for throwing landmines or Pokeballs or anything else can surprise a lot of people, so it'll be very interesting. I also really love the fact that they're putting in me's in the background. It's gonna be your me or your parents or your sister, Tom Cruise, whoever you have on your system. So I like that they're integrating that. It seems really cool, and it's like a cool feature that you can really only do on your Nintendo platforms. The last image of the week is actually the 3DS official menu. Sakurai states, "For the first time ever, I present to you the main menu for the 3DS version. The icons are even animated. The design concept may look similar if you've played other games I've worked on, but we had a hard time making this one because the bottom screen displays pictures matching each mode. This was quite a task for the user interface designers, but they made it happen. Kudos to them." You can tap the screen to look up additional info like how to play, complete with diagrams. Now finally, we get to see the main menu for the 3DS, and it actually looks really good. Sakurai did mention that it looks like a lot of his past games, which most notably I would say Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Kid Icarus Uprising both have very, very similar menus. For starters, I really like that they're showing this because it really is pushing out the idea that this game is almost finished. I mean, it is coming out in Japan midway through September, and that's only like a month and a half away, so that's kind of crazy how soon this game is coming upon us. There were two parts, though, to this main menu that interested me the most. Those being the Street Pass as well as Wii U. My personal guess for Street Pass would be, since they are adding in these Mii characters that you can customize and do stuff, maybe your Mii will show up on someone else's 3DS when they Street Pass with you, and you can actually fight their Mii, and they'll have those stats that you've already set up. Maybe this could also be used in the future with the amiibo items, in which you can pass someone and one of their amiibo figures will come to your 3DS and you can battle them. Who knows, maybe they'll just be giving out items or helping you with different trophies or something like that. The Wii U function, though, is really interesting because there's really been nothing mentioned about compatibility between the two. They've said there will be some connections between them, but they haven't said anything. To have it be on the main menu just right there next to the Street Pass is kind of crazy, because that means it's probably going to be something pretty big. I completely doubt that there'll be, you can play on the Wii U from your 3DS or something like that. But maybe it will be, again, something with your Mii's being able to transfer over, or I really have no idea. Maybe it'll help with different unlockable trophies and things like that, but I'm definitely interested to see what connections they're going to make between the two systems. Well, that's all there is for this week's Super Smash Bros. Roundup. Check in for the next episode to see what else Sakurai has been putting in store for us. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out all our other videos.